Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today, I feel like I should be doing a disclaimer and saying allegedly, but this was caught on camera. The actions of a Nobel Peace Prize winner has gone viral for all the wrong reasons. I'm going to ask you in advance to share this video because somebody needs to hear this today. This world leader who's even been interviewed by Oprah Winfrey because he has rock star status, people. His Holiness, as he's referred to, did something so inappropriate. He has folks wondering, including me, if the man has lost his natural mind. Oh, he apologized for it. But let me just tell you what went down before we talk about that apology. During an event in the hillside city of Dharamshala in February, a video was taken that went viral on social media criticizing the Dalai Lama's actions. After a very young boy in the audience asked for a hug, he is an idolized, respected figure. So the young boy wanted a hug from this holy man. In the video, the young boy can be seen approaching the Nobel Peace Prize winner before asking, "Can I hug you?" The 87-year-old spiritual leader then invites the boy on stage and points to his cheek and says, "First here," prompting the boy to give him a hug and a kiss. The Dalai Lama then points to his lips and says, "Then I think finally here also." He then pulls the boy's chin and kisses him on the mouth and "Suck my tongue," he says after a few seconds, poking his tongue out. And this is not allegedly, people. I'm like, what? His Holiness? He didn't suggest, hey, let's do a fist bump, or let me shake your hand, young man. He sticks his tongue out and asks the boy to suck it. Okay, you putting your tongue, even grabbing that could not have been my kid. I would have bum rushed that stage. I wouldn't have asked no questions, and the apology would have came immediately. The Dalai Lama just recently apologized. I would have been like, hold up, player. Your Royal Holiness, this is not going to be a good day for you. And I wouldn't have been asking no questions. I'm just being honest. A lot of y'all mothers out there know too. We know what's up. We don't play when we see a violation. Y'all mothers out there, y'all aunties, sisters, you're not, when it looks like a kid and your family's being violated. Oh, no. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. And what possesses you to do something like that in front of an audience? You're supposed to be a wise man, and you do something like this that is going to be interpreted. I mean, how else can it be interpreted? If you could do this, if you're bold enough to do this in front of a live audience full of smartphone users, what do you do in private? For many people, he is the equivalent to the Pope, or a reverend in your community, or some kind of trusted community member. People think of him as their family, of the most respected member. People consider him something like God on earth. Okay, Your Holiness, you sharing all this wisdom with people, you can share the wisdom. You don't need to be God or perfect. You just shouldn't be doing stuff like that. Can you handle that? You're the Dalai Lama. How do you come up with thinking that's a good idea? That's just out. There's no way to interpret that in an innocent way. It's just no way. There's no way to interpret that innocently. Now, no doubt the mother was nearby, of course, and they nipped that in the bud. See, this is a perfect example why kids can't be expected to navigate this world alone. You teach them all you can, as you should, but you got to surround them with protection. You have to keep young children like this, I still consider them babies, at your side under trusted adult supervision. This is another perfect example of why you can't just give people total unquestionable trust just because they hold a title or some kind of position. And even people that you trust at one time, sometimes people do things where they deserve to lose your trust. Just because they hold a title or position, recognize that you don't know them like that, and they don't know you like that. He don't know this child like that. What gives you the right? He is a popular figure. The Dalai Lama is a popular figure, highly respected figure that shares wise words, very nice, wise words. Does that mean I hand over my keys or my kid to you? No, just because you have rock star status, you get my child. Okay, I know politicians like kissing babies, but when something is looking sketch, I don't think the Dalai Lama's ever been considered a go-to as a babysitter, and he sure won't be after this scandal. I've discussed these trust issues in a recent video, how people just give up their trust. They're finagled out of their trust by people that don't really deserve it. And sometimes we just give it up too easy. I'm not saying that's the case with this child, but trust is something you need to consider in a very measured way who you give your trust to, and understand what level the relationship is at, where the relationship is. In a recent video I did about travel tips, that was the main issue that I was pushing. Think about who you're traveling with, and where if you're going to be sharing a room with that person, you're going to be traveling to distant places. Think about really what kind of relationship you really have with that person before you travel with them. You're going to be in a foreign land, sharing a private personal space with that person. Do you really know them like that? Can you really trust them like that? Do you really actually, just be honest with yourself. Of course you can trust people, but sometimes people just don't think. They just don't stop and think. They're feeling good. They're enjoying themselves. But that's how predators work. Predators of all kinds, thieves, con men, people out to whatever, playing games with office politics and all of that. Be sure to check out that video and share that video too. Share that video and this video with all of your loved ones, because somebody needs to know this. Somebody needs to know these things. There was a time, none of us came into the world knowing all this stuff, and you don't want to learn all this stuff the hard way. You do not want to learn all this stuff the hard way. We know that people don't do right by children, and people that you should be able to trust, they disappoint you. Sometimes they're in your own family. Sometimes there's some of your people that you thought were your closest friends. This trust thing, it's just really needs to continually be examined. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think. Okay, this is part of an article, and I'm going to paraphrase sometimes. I don't want to mispronounce people's names. Manvina Suri and Rhea Mogul. The Dalai Lama has apologized after a video emerged showing the spiritual leader kissing a child on the lips and then asking him to suck my tongue at an event in northern India. In a statement Monday, the Office for the Dalai Lama said he wishes to apologize to the boy and his family, as well as his many friends across the world, for the hurt his words may have caused, adding he regrets the incident. His Holiness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public and before cameras, the statement said. His apology comes after a video of the exchange which took place during an event that was in northern India. And of course, it went viral on social media. Now I'm just paraphrasing. The boy had been seen approaching the Dalai Lama. He must have been, his family probably really instilled in him that this is a very important, respected man. So he asked, could he hug him? But him pulling the boy's chin and kissing him on the mouth, where do they do that? Where do they do that at? Moving on. The identity of the boy is not known. He was at an event with the M3M Foundation, the philanthropic arm of Indian real estate company M3M Group based in India. Okay. CNN has reached out to M3M Foundation for comment in response to the incident. Prominent Delhi-based child's rights group Center for Child's Rights, told CNN in a statement it condemns all forms of child abuse. And it added, some news refers to Tibetan culture about showing tongue, but this video is certainly not about any cultural expression. That's what the article said. And even if it is, such cultural expressions are not acceptable. So in the article, I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, because the current Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso, is the best known living Buddhist figure in the world, the principal spiritual leader of the Yellow Hat school of Tibetan Buddhism. The Dalai Lama is revered by millions as the reincarnation of his 13 predecessors. The spiritual leader has been based in India since 1959, following an unsuccessful Tibetan uprising against Chinese occupation forces. He later established a government in exile in the northern Indian city of Dharamshala, leading thousands of Tibetans who followed him there. February's incident isn't the first time he sparked controversy in recent years. He apologized after a 2019 interview with the BBC, during which he said if a female Dalai Lama should succeed him, she should be more attractive. The previous year, he suggested Europe should be kept for Europeans. That's where I'm at right now, when speaking about the rising level of African refugees entering the continent. The whole Europe, this is his quote, eventually become Muslim country? Impossible. Or African country? Also impossible, he said, adding that it is better to keep Europe for the Europeans. It doesn't seem like anybody feels that way about Africa or Jamaica. I didn't know he was talking like this. I mean, what is that about? I have to look more into the context in which he said that, but it don't sound that great. It don't sound right. So people have been not feeling the Dalai Lama for some years. It never reached my attention till he did this thing. He did a thing and he said a thing that was not a cool thing and not a good look. Not a good look. No player. You know, I'm telling you, that title would be out the door if it was my kid. The title would be just like a non-issue, a total non-issue. There is no name on this earth that you could throw at me that if I seen them doing something inappropriate with my child or anybody else's child, the title, it would be a non-issue. That title would be dirt for me. Okay. I don't think you can bring more to this video, put it in context. What context could you possibly put it in to make that okay? He don't know this kid. What if he knew the kid wouldn't be asking, can I hug you? This child did nothing wrong. And I don't believe the parents did anything wrong either. I mean, a lot of these stories have more background, but this just for the Dalai Lama. This kid is going to need counseling because this video is going to be everywhere. It's one of the most inappropriate things I've ever seen with my eyes. This man is so revered and so idolized. He's held in high esteem by so many people. This is not what you expect from a wise spiritual leader. This is not a good look. It is not a good look. You just don't do things that's going to mess up your brand unless you just get into the point where you don't care, you lost your mind, or you're unable to keep your behavior closeted any longer. What's going on? Y'all let me know what y'all think. This is something else. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all the next time. Until then, keep living your life like it's golden. Y'all be good. Take care. Peace.